Hi guys, welcome to the first KA coaster video, and today I'm going to be rating Alton Towers roller coasters and rides on tier list. I would appreciate it if you could subscribe, like and comment down below, and we'll try and keep in contact with you all. Thanks, enjoy the video. Okay, so we're going to start by going left to right from the bottom. So first up we have Smiler. Smiler is an Infinity Gerstler coaster which I really enjoy. It's got the most inversions in the world, standing at 14. And I think personally over the years it's been getting a bit rough, and the last two sections of the ride are a bit rough, but overall it's a decent roller coaster and I quite enjoy it. For that reason I'm going to put the Smiler in the good category because I really enjoy the theming and the ride itself. Now we're on to Oblivion. Oblivion is a B&M dive coaster and it was one of the first of its kind. Alton Towers branded it as a vertical drop coaster, which technically it is not, it is 87 degrees. But even though it is 87 degrees, it's okay because we still enjoy it just the same. Really enjoy Oblivion, but I wouldn't be waiting any more than 20 minutes for it because of the short layout and it doesn't have any inversions and it's just personally not worth the wait. But I think that other people would really enjoy it and it's quite a good start for like new thrill seekers, like quite like younger kids almost. And for that reason I think I would put Oblivion in the good category, again next to Smiler. Now we're on to Runaway Mine Train. Runaway Mine Train is a max ride mine train coaster, including the name, but personally I find it quite enjoyable and I go on it every year as the first ride of the day. I don't know, it's a good ride for kids to get started on and I just think it's just a good ride all around, and the catch line choo choo is just great. So for that reason I think that I would put it in, let's go decent. Now we're moving on to 13. 13 is an Intamin drop coaster and I really enjoy it. Again, I feel like I'm saying that all the time in this video. But honestly I just think it's a really good coaster and the theming is just great in it, even in the queue line and in the drop section. My only problem is that within the actual ride itself it's not the biggest themed. Is that the best way to say that? But yeah, I think the theming's great, but there could be more done on the outside, and for that reason I'm going to put it in good. Now here you can see me change my idea of Oblivion being in good and more in decent because I remember that Oblivion doesn't have the longest track layout and compared to rides nowadays it's not as big. Galactica, formerly known as Air, the B&M flying coaster, which changed to Galactica in 2016 for VR, which no one really liked, so that was a bit of a downfall. But if you disclude the VR, I honestly think it's an amazing ride, and sitting at the back is definitely the best seat, getting whipped over that first hill, and for that reason it's going in the good category. Okay, now we're on to Wicker Man. Wicker Man is my all-time favourite ride at Alton Towers, not gonna lie. It's a wooden GCI and the banking that you get on it and the airtime I would not swap for anything. I just love the theming and everything about it. It's simply amazing, and what's good about it is that it's family friendly, there's no inversions, so it's just relatively fast, but other than that, like younger kids can go on it, 1.2 meters, so just to let you all know. And I'm putting that in legendary, obviously. Now we're on to Rita, probably the most controversial ride in this list, but personally I believe that it's not so great. It's an Intamin lunge coaster, but it was like the fourth one of its kind and the first in Europe, and it goes to 0 to 100, but oh no, wait, that's not miles per hour, that is in kilometers per hour, so it's only 0 to 60 miles per hour. And normally I would have put that in terrible, as you can see, but I had good rides on it in Scarefest last year, so for that reason it's going into the bad category, I think, because the goods don't outweigh the bads, but it made it a bit better, and personally it would just be better with different restraints or even just a longer layout or something that's other than just the launch itself. Now we're on to Congo River Rapids. It's an Intamin River Rapids ride, Alton Towers obviously, and it's quite enjoyable. The theming isn't great on it though, and the most iconic part was probably the waterfalls, but the waterfalls just aren't on anymore, probably due to funding, so that's a bit unfortunate. But obviously there was an incident at Drayton Manor a couple years ago, and so that's kind of the reason why there's like barriers up now and things that make it a little less comfortable, sometimes seatbelts even, and so for that reason I'm going to put it in okay. It's okay, but it's not great. Now we're on to Enterprise. I've actually never been on Enterprise, but I know how it works, and it's the G's and it holds you in without a seatbelt and it spins. I know everything about it. I've just never actually had the chance to go on it. Well, I probably have had the chance to go on it, but I didn't choose not to, but I would rather go on a roller coaster. But from what I've heard, it's a really good ride, and Alton Towers needs more flat rides. So for that reason, I think I'm going to put it in decent, just because I've not been on it, I've not really given it a chance, and Alton Towers needs more flat rides. Now we're on to Hex. Hex is a Vekoma Madhouse. I've been on one of them at Drayton Manor called The Haunting, so I understand how they all work, but again, I've not been on Hex because I would rather go on a roller coaster. As we all know, I'm a very roller coaster geek. But I've watched videos on Hex and I know how good it is, and it's one of the best in the country, so for that reason it's going in good. And last but not least, we have Nemesis. Nemesis is a B&M invert coaster, and all around it's just amazing. It was one of the first rides at Alton Towers, so it's going in legendary. Just that first dip and the tight corner and the inverted loop and the 0G roll is just amazing. The only issue I have with it is there's the last invert kind of rattles me a bit, but I don't know if that's just because I'm quite small, so my head is like in between the restraints. Now we're on to Jewel. Jewel is a max ride dark ride, and it is an interactive dark ride. So you have a gun and you are to shoot at the lights that are around the haunted house, and whoever gets the most points wins. Jewel is a decent ride, but it's been lacking recently. Most of the effects don't really work anymore. The spinning tunnel doesn't work. Flying bats, the lights, they're not great. But you know, I do like Jewel. It's a good in-between ride to go to from like Runaway Mine Train to Nemesis. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in bad. The Blade is a Huss pirate ship located in between Nemesis and Galactica. It is a really good pirate ship, and I really enjoy pirate ships, and it's another flat ride that Alton Towers have. But there could be a little bit more theming added. Therefore, I'm going to put the Blade in the decent category. Last but not least, we have Spinball Whizzer, a Murasan steel spinning coaster. And it used to be quite enjoyable, I'm not going to lie. I used to really enjoy it, but recently it's been getting quite rough and it hurts my neck, to be quite honest, but the layout is interesting. But personally, I think Alton Towers should switch it for a new max spinning coaster, maybe a thrilling one, something along those lines. But when it was sponsored by Sonic, the theming was so much better than it is now. And for that reason, I'm going to put it in the bad category, I think. Yeah, let's go the bad category. Now here you can see me change my mind and know that Jewel is actually better than Rita, so I've put it in the okay and put Spinball still in the bad category. Now, if it wasn't for my dad, I would have forgot all about Spinball Whizzer, Jewel and the Blade to add to this tier list, so sorry for forgetting about that, but my dad is also going to put his opinions onto this tier list and make his own one.
Hi there, I'm Rachel's dad. To be honest, a bit of a wish when it comes to the more extreme coasters. Maybe I'm getting too old for it, or maybe I'm just that big kid that will never grow up. I thought Rachel done a great review, and to be honest, there's not really much that I can disagree with. Again, top two coasters, Wicker Man and Nemesis, two of the best coasters I've been on, and at the moment as extreme as I can get at Alton Towers. My opinion is these two rides have everything that you want to have in a coaster experience. great queue lines where you can get to see the majority of the ride in motion. You've got the theming to build up the suspense on the way to riding, and finally you've got a great ride experience. My favourite aspect of Nemesis is that initial first drop as you come off the chain lift. You come round that first corner, you hit the drop, you smile for the camera, barrel roll and then into that tight turn. It really does amaze me how great this coaster is after the length of time it's been in operation. Because I'm about 6 foot, I don't have the same issues as what Rachel's got banging about in the restraint, and I find it a particularly comfortable ride. Wicker Man again, that's a fantastically fast ride. Only time for the breath in this one is in the lift hill up to the top. My favourite elements of this ride is probably the descent from the top of the lift hill to its lowest point. You've got tunnels, you've got air time, drops, smoke, serious cambers when you reach the bottom. What more do you want in the first minute of the ride? I just love this part along with the mid-climb. This mid-climb takes you up to a big swooping right hand bend before hitting another amazing drop hill. Go through that Wicker Man chamber, and then you more or less double back in yourself with a really amazing cambered section of track. As Rachel said, this is a great coaster for the smaller thrill seekers. Rachel's not too tall, I'm 6 foot as I said, but with this one only having a height restriction of 1.2, it's perfect for getting the younger ones to experience a proper wooden coaster. The only thing that I would need to say regards the other rides would be if you get the chance to go in the back row of Galactica, you need to do it. Then compare it to the front row. You won't believe how big a difference there is in the ride experience in the space of one train. Spinball Wizard, that's getting a bit rough now. I used to love going in this. I think even in one day we were on it 17 times a few years ago, but now it's only once or twice. It's always a good giggle, but it does throw you about a wee bit too much now. It'd be good to see that getting removed and a new coaster or a couple of flat rides even. I know Alton Towers would definitely benefit from a couple of flat rides. The only other thing would be maybe something like Apocalypse at Drayton Manor in that area. Just dig deep, keep below that tree line, and hopefully we can maybe see something like that going in the future. Duel, that's always a good bit of fun. It's not my favourite, but I'll always go on at least once every time I'm there. It's just a typical shoot 'em up ghost train. Runaway Mine Train, choo choo. Such a cheesy tagline, but everybody loves it. A really good fun coaster for the beginner. This was actually my first roller coaster, so I'll always have a soft spot for it regardless what anybody says. 13. It just grows on me and grows on me. The theming up to getting on the ride is amazing, but on the way up to the drop station, it's all a wee bit... it's just... there's not a lot happening. There is, don't get me wrong, there is some good airtime hills and cambers, but I would always say the best way to experience 13 is in the dark at Scarefest or any other late opening nights. With a black track and no lighting around the track, it really is amazing from beginning to end in the dark. 2020 sees the return for Blade as well. We weren't sure if it was ever going to come back, but the fact that it was still on the park map, I'd hope, and we did miss it. Paint job looks great, and it's always a good giggle again whenever you get on it. Other than that, I really don't have anything more to add different to Rachel on the other rides. Oblivion, it's a ride that I've been on in the past. For some reason now, I just can't get on it. I'll maybe try and get on it at some point during this season. Smiler, again, I look at it, I think, yeah, I'm going to go on it. No, I'm not, but you know something, I will get on it at some point, and I'm sure this is going to be the year to do it, if we can get back into the parks. But I do hope we can get into the park soon, but more importantly, we all need to stay safe and make sure when it is safe to do so, support all the UK theme parks. It is really important. In the coming episodes, we'll hopefully go into the rides in a bit more detail and give a bit of straightforward advice for any disabled guests visiting the parks that we've been to. We've got first-hand experience getting around the park with a disabled guest. My wife Lindsay, who's got multiple sclerosis, she's been on Wicker Man, been on Spinball Wizard, things like that. It's a big park to get around, so what we would like to do is maybe get a bit of a Q&A going with Lindsay, just to let her explain exactly how she feels, what's good, what's bad, what could be improved. So any questions like that you guys have, make sure to let us know, and we'll try and get back to you on that. But other than that, remember to subscribe and comment below anything you'd like to hear on the channel, and between the two of us, I'm sure we'll be able to do that for you. Take care.